Please place your name on the record.
My name is Brandon Foltz.
Thank you. Can you confirm your address, please?
Do you have the 220 North Parker or do you have the South Street address?
We have a West South Street.
I'm currently staying with my grandmother in Smith City right now, so 220 North Parker.
You said Parker?
Yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. Sorry. I was saying it for her.
What's the zip code? Do you know?
49203.
Thank you. And your phone number, please.
517-343-0870.
Right. This is a, do you have an advice or rights form?
You just get it. I just got it.
I'm going to read you some of the rights that you have. Paragraph 9 of the form talks about penalties. The maximum penalty is 93 days in jail, a $500 fine, or both, plus the cost of prosecution. Paragraph 11 talks about a right to an appeal. There are three things about that. First, if you do not appeal within 21 days of the date of sentencing in the event of a conviction, you have lost your right to a direct appeal to the circuit court. Second, keep in mind that if at any point along the way you enter a plea of guilty, you're automatically giving up your right to a direct appeal. There's no such right following a guilty plea under Michigan law. Third, keep in mind, even if you give up your right to a direct appeal or lose it, you may still seek what's called leave to appeal. If you're not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction for a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or denial of naturalization. Paragraph 8 also points out that if you're currently on probation or parole in any jurisdiction, state or federal, Michigan or any other state, district, or any other court, Department of Corrections, it doesn't matter. A conviction in this case will constitute a violation of that probation or parole, subjecting you not only to penalties in this case, but also to any penalties possible under the violation. Do you understand all the rights I've just told you?
Yes, sir.
Have you read the advice or rights form?
I read one last time too. Yes, sir.
Do you want a few moments to read the rest of it or to go over it?
I was wondering what this court date was even about.
Okay.
I didn't know about it.
Let's one step at a time. Did you read the advice or rights form?
Okay.
Right. Have you signed it? And does it have your complete, current, and accurate address?
I haven't signed it yet. No.
Please let me know when you've signed it and when you've filled in your address and phone number.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, it is alleged that you had fines and costs that you needed to pay. And if you hadn't paid by June 1st, 2023, then you needed to appear for a show cause arraignment on June 5th, 2023 at 8 a.m. And it's alleged that you failed to appear for the June 5th, 2023 arraignment date.
Okay. I'm sorry. It totally slipped my mind with my grandmother dying.
Well, hold on. At this moment in time, you could plead guilty, not guilty, or remain mute, and the court will enter a not guilty plea for you. How would you wish to plead?
You,
Now, you understand criminal contempt carries a maximum of 93 days in jail.
I mean, I didn't mean to, but it totally escaped my mind. So would that be guilty then?
Right now, I'm going to go through some of the rights that you have, okay? You'll have an opportunity to talk in a moment. All right?
Yes, sir.
Or did you? All right. Has anyone promised you anything or threatened you to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Is this your own choice to enter this plea?
Yes. I'm confused on.
You understand? You understand if I accept your plea, you're giving up your right to a trial. There would be no trial of any kind and all the rights that go along with that. Some of the rights that you'd be giving up are the right to call witnesses in your own defense, the right to cross-examine witnesses who are brought in against you, the right to testify or to remain silent without an inference being drawn from said silence. You'd also be giving up your right to the presumption of innocence and the requirement that your guilt would have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Knowing all this, do you still wish to enter this plea?
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, were you ordered to appear June 5th, 2023?
Yes, sir.
And did you fail to appear?
Yes.
And is there anything you would like the court to know before sentence is passed?
My grandmother recently died, and it took a lot on my part, and it's made a lot of things a lot harder. And it totally slipped my mind that I had the court date because my grandpa's getting ready to go within like a week or two now. I apologize. So I'm working on getting my job. I'm actually working on getting a steady job now. Staying at my grandmother's instead of on the streets. I just
All right.
I apologize.
And now, from what I understand, you currently owe now, this one file, you owe $475, but there's a few other files where you owe a total of $601. How long will it take you to pay that?
As of right now, because at my grandmother's, I'd say if you could do 6 months, it'd be perfect. Because my grandpa's getting ready to go to the grave.
I'm going to grant you 6 months to pay that. You need to sign a payback agreement. How long have you been in jail?
Since last night.
Since last night?
Yeah, I got picked up last night.
Based on all the circumstances, I am going to give you credit for time served as far as the criminal contempt, but you need to sign a payback agreement on the underlying amounts owed, and you need to make sure you pay that, all right?
All right.
All right. So make sure you sign the payback agreement. If you haven't signed it when you leave the jail, come to the courthouse at the traffic department and sign the payback agreement. Sir, I'm going to remind you, it is your responsibility to keep the court informed of your address. Okay? So if you move, let the court know so that we can get notices to you at the right address.
All right.
Right? And that is all for today, sir.
What's up, people? Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our Lucy clip of the week. She was emailing me like crazy today. I had to get one in. And she also got me on a Stevens clip. My girl is always taking care of us in this community. Thank you, Miss Lucy. That was great. I start work tomorrow, landscaping, my SSSI, my grandmother died, all of them. And did you guys see that Judge Washington upload? Talk about excuses. Oh boy. Teresa Ware, the true American hero. All right, let's get into it. Can somebody answer this question? What is, or what are we looking at? Don't know. Don't know.
Okay, we're ready when you are.
All right.
Hold
this
on.
is Mr.
Oh,
Fowler.
Hold on. Brace yourself. Brace. Oh boy. Okay. Here we go.
This is the People versus Ramon Fowler.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Kazicki on behalf of Mr. Fowler.
Oh, now you know why everybody hates me. Come on. Really? What is that? Let's go.
Waive reading of the complaint, stand mute.
Oh, I got
Your
the
Honor,
complaint.
requesting a personal bond in this matter, court
What's
appointed
up with that
attorney, and
hair?
also in order to preserve evidence.
Okay, so I've entered a not guilty plea on behalf of your client.
I'll turn it up. Sorry, guys. Oh, hold on.
And
There
I've
we go.
signed
Sorry,
the
guys. Sorry.
ex parte order to preserve
Gotcha.
evidence. I've also signed the request for court-appointed attorney. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you. You have the right to a lawyer, and if you couldn't afford one, one would be appointed for you. And that lawyer, you have a right to have that lawyer at any future court hearings and any future questioning. You have 2 dates coming up within the next 21 days. The first is your probable cause conference, which is to be 7 to 14 days from today's date. Your probable cause conference is set for June 21st of 2023. The next date will be your preliminary exam. That date will be in person at the 23rd District Court. At that date, the prosecutor must prove that a crime is committed and probable cause exists that you commit that crime. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is a carrying a concealed weapon in a motor vehicle. Does he have, I don't have the jail sheet. I'm sorry, Ms. Maudlin, do you?
I don't think he's got a record.
Did he get his hair like that, or did it just happen? Did he go into the barbershop and say, give me 0 on top, 13 on the sides? Like, come on, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Killing me, bruh.
He's got an MSP hold.
Nobody cares. You're hideous. Next, Judge Bryant doesn't like her defendants with high cholesterol. And I have proof. Here we go.
Then I need to readdress whether I'm going to transfer the case to Judge Garrett's docket. All right, anything further?
Judge, may the people have that adjourned pretrial date again? I'm sorry.
July 6th.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing further from the people.
Thank you, Judge. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I wrote down July 10th. It's July 6th.
Okay, now I need y'all to pay attention. I'm not going to be repeating myself 5 times.
Sorry, Your Honor. It won't happen again.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moran.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing further.
All right. Mr. Hopkins, give us until this afternoon before you try to go to the tether unit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
You're
Your Honor.
welcome. Have you went to Popeye since that time?
No, I haven't been. I just been straight to work.
Okay, well, keep
I
doing
had
that.
my wife go.
Oh, she went to Popeyes for you.
Yeah.
Stop eating all that fried chicken. Stop eating all that fried chicken. Mm-mm.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not good for you. Go to Boston Chicken.
Right. Boss.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great day. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Oh. Okay. What do you get when you mix Judge Sheila Johnson and someone who doesn't know who the hell he's supposed to be? This clip. Let's roll.
No.
Okay, Mr. on the video, Mr. Causey.
Hello.
Yes, what case do you have this morning?
I believe it's the case versus Midland.
Okay, so this morning I have criminal matters.
Okay, Judge. I don't know what to tell you. All I'm doing is following the letter I received in the mail. The letter said June the 12th, 9:45. I'm right here on Zoom at 9:45.
What Zoom number did they give you? Here, can you go on the JIS and check it then?
I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for, Judge, but these are the two pieces of paper.
The number that you got, which they told you to call, which made you call this courtroom.
When it says scan me, I scanned it, and this is what popped up.
Sir, there's about 3 or 4 things that say scan.
Okay.
They had to highlight one of them. We have 3 judges and 2 magistrate courtrooms, so.
Okay, so listen, it says you are directed to appear at the court address above, Cynthia Arvant.
That's
right?
not me.
Oh, it's not you.
No, my name is not Cynthia Arvant. My name is Sheila Johnson. I'm Judge Johnson.
Okay.
You
All right.
called the wrong one.
I'm sorry.
Not me.
You called the wrong number. You gotta scan the one that says Cynthia Arvant and call that number.
I swear I thought that's what I did. I thought that's what I did.
All right, sir. Now, they might be done by now, but you can call over there. And it's 326 022. It's right there on the paper. It should be. 326-022-1533.
Okay, I'll get him a call right now.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have you called over the,
That ain't me. She was a good sport about it. He swear, I scanned it. Mr. Causey doesn't know what the hell's going on. All right, morning docket. Judge Anzalone had a man who doesn't want to pay, doesn't want to work, doesn't even know how to obtain a driver's license. It's one of those where you're like, ugh, like he just gets you pissed off. Here it is. Let's roll. So we're looking at our man, Mr. Rocha, right here. And he's every bit of a roach.
Rivera versus Juan Carlos Rocha, file number 2022-49709 UN. This is a date and time scheduled for a show cause. States here, Mr. Rocha, that you are ordered to pay $132.22 a month in child support. As of today's date, you have an arrearage in excess of $1,708.69. We did receive a payment.
I'm laughing at the comments. Some of you are behind, like Monkey and who else? And I'm reading it. Krusty clown of color. And I'm like, wait. And then they're behind. I get it. He got arrested in the middle of a haircut. Very good. Got to give you a due. Slow cap. All right. But catch up, Flying Monkey. Let's go.
On May 1 in the amount of $110, which doesn't cover what you owe per month because you owe a pretty de minimis amount. So this case is registered in Michigan for enforcement at the request of the state of Ohio. All right, it looks like you would ask for support modification because you can't afford the $132 a month. Paperwork was not filled out. So Mr. Rocha, what I will tell you is $132 a month is like bare minimum. It's probably even under minimum wage. Do you understand that?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I've had people pick up pop bottles and pay $132 a month. Are you working right now?
No, I'm currently unemployed now.
How come?
So she literally just told him he could pick up pop bottles and pay what she's asking him to pay. And this loser still doesn't want to pay.
You said how come?
Yeah, how come?
I need to renew my license to get a new job, so.
All right, can you not do that?
I don't have no income. Like I'm just taking it.
No,
like today,
listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
You live in Adrian, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where the DHS building is?
By the laundromat?
The one over, yeah, yeah.
Mini golf
The
course?
one, oh yeah, by the, yeah, putt golf, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't think there's a charge for state ID. So if you go there to the Secretary of State and you ask for a state ID, that'll help you get a job.
No, I have one. I just have to renew it. It's from Ohio, so I you know what I mean? I just haven't had a chance to, so.
All right, do you understand there's a difference between a state ID?
We've heard a lot of excuses. But I don't have a driver's license, I need an ID. Have we heard that one before? I feel like I may have, but that is a reach.
ID and a driver's license.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, so Mr. Rocha, you have to take care of this. So either go get a state ID and go get a job, or mow lawns to pay for a driver's license. Pick up pop bottles. I don't care. But excuses are invalid when it comes to child support. Do you understand that?
Yeah. I don't see this child, though. I don't see this child.
I don't care. So, Mr. Rocha, child support and visitation are two separate things, okay? Whether or not you pay child support isn't relevant for visitation, and whether or not you see the kid is irrelevant for child support, all right?
Okay.
If you want to see the child, then you need to file a petition, you need to do something, but it's irrelevant. So I'm gonna adjourn this out 2 weeks, and I want you to come in person and show me proof that you've either gotten a state ID or applied for your driver's license.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna set this over to June 26th. For you to do that. Do you have any questions?
No.
And you need to come in person and show me proof. Or you can come in advance and show proof to your caseworker, all right?
Yeah, yep.
All right, so June 26th at 8 a.m., you're gonna show proof of state ID or driver's license that you did that, all right? I don't care if you have to pay with picking up pop bottles, mowing lawns, do something. Do something, borrow the money, whatever, but get this taken care of, so that's not an excuse why you can't have a job.
Oh, I'm waiting for a phone call back about a job. So if I start a job before then,
you come and you tell your caseworker.
I come and tell her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever it is, Amy Fetzer Wallet. Yep. You make sure you provide that employment information.
Can I?
All right. And if you start the job, if you start the job and you get your first paycheck and the child support's not taken out of it, you need to pay it online. All right?
Yeah.
All right, what's your question?
Oh, I mean, if I start a new job, I won't, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to start a new job and then request a day off that early, you know what I mean?
Well, if you start a new job and you let your caseworker know in advance, she may not make you come or at 8 o'clock. Do you understand?
Okay, yeah, I didn't know. I misunderstood you. I thought if I
Yeah, so if you got paperwork and you say to her, I'm starting a new job, here's where.
See, this is where I think the world is so cruel. This Momo has all the skills in the world to procreate. Well, at least we think he did. He did it successfully. But then he doesn't know the first thing about taking care of himself, let alone a child. This is where life is very cruel. It's cliche. Everyone could be a, what was it? Everyone could be a parent, or everyone could have a baby, but you can't be a dad. Somebody in the comment write that. That's like so cliche. Oh, I never see the child. Like, and I don't think he's playing dumb. I just think he's dumb.
I'm going to be working, she'll adjourn it out. All right?
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be clear. Okay. Thank you.
If you make payments, you don't have to come to court.
Yeah, that's what, the online stuff, that's what I was trying to do, is pay each week.
Okay.
Something.
All right, so we will see you back on July 26th. And if you're employed and you provide that information to your caseworker, they can adjourn it. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, make me sick. All right, we got 3 awesome cases coming up next. Stevens, Thurston TPO, and Manning. All from today. So, we're going to go to TPO first, and then we're going to go to Stevens, and then Manning. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Here we go. TPO first.
What is it you wish to tell me about this case?
Well, it started with her and her boyfriend's relationship. I drove him to where he wanted to go live, and I did so, and she has been harassing me ever since because she seems to blame me for him leaving. I don't know, but she has made a real nuisance in front of my house, screaming and hollering, yelling things out on the street. She's marked my fence up with messages for her boyfriend. It's just becoming out of hand. And then lighting the fire was the last straw for me.
What period of time has this been going on, Ms. Crawford?
It seems like forever, but it's just been a couple months.
No, Cynthia, I was a bully. I hate to say it. Complete bully. Don't like myself for it, but I was. Not gonna lie. And it's my show,
Ms. Crawford,
so I'm gonna
you
laugh at
submitted
everybody
some photographs,
I
one
want
of which had
to.
showed painting on a fence, and another one showed painting in the street. Is that right?
Yeah, she marked I love you, Rob, from my house in Olympia all the way to Eatonville is where he moved to, along the roadways and the paths he would take. She marked up on the streets. In Eatonville, she marked up a car wash. I've talked to where he lives, the lady that he lives with, and she has a petition also against Michelle. And she doesn't listen. She just keeps going up there and marking things up, dropping things off, taking people over there to leave a message for him. It's just, she's not stopping.
And tell me about the lighting of a fire.
She just appeared in the entrance of my driveway, and she lit a fire right there in my driveway. And it was really dry out at the time. I'm surrounded by trees. My boyfriend went out and asked her what she was doing, and she just started screaming that the guy next door gave her permission to light the fire in my driveway.
Whoa.
It's just, and the video shows that she was just screaming strange and stupid things. It was kind of scary when she kicked the fire towards the wooden fence that's really old and dry. This place would go up real fast, and it just scared me.
Is the gentleman next door the landlord of the property?
No, he's not. He's just a resident, and he's being evicted. So it's, I don't know why he would give her permission to do that, or why you would even want to light a fire in somebody's driveway.
Okay, so the star of the show is Bottom. She's the star. She is burning right now. Spoke about fire.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me, Ms. Crawford, at this point?
I would just really like her to stop.
All right, Ms. Geiger, let's hear your response.
This is completely untrue and ridiculous. She has no proof that I have written anything or that I have done any of those things. The fire that was lit was something else separate from her, and she shares a driveway with my friend, whom I'm friends with because his mother was my friend and his mother has passed. He's moving in July, and that's why I'm over there. She's not even supposed to be there. Both driveways are his, and he said I could light these things on fire. It was just a therapeutic thing. It was in the edge of his driveway. Then when they came out and they complained about it, and he started taking his phone and started recording me or whatever the heck, I'd like to see this video where I was yelling all these things because I didn't yell anything until they came at me. And I said, leave me alone. I'm allowed to be here. He said I could light it. And he even came out and had to get in Rick's face saying, why are you bugging her? She's in emotional distress. Can't you see that? You're not going to be able to get her to talk to you. And he still kept coming at me. They have taken this video and showed it to many friends, laughed at me, ridiculed me. She's saying I'm stalking her in places that are the trail by her house. This is a main conduit to places that I go, including my current boyfriend, whom I've dated for like 8 years. And the other restraining order she's talking about is with one of my boyfriend's ex, but I don't go there. I don't see him. I don't see her. She's been back with her. I have my boyfriend. I don't really care. I care about my friend that's still living there and being able to go see him or being able to go up and down that street. My son does go to North Thurston. I don't care about her. I really don't.
Breathe.
That driveway is my driveway. That's not a shared driveway. He uses it as a shared driveway, and I've never complained about that.
Ms. Crawford, wait a moment. All right. We can't talk over each other. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Bill Rhodes.
What about the painting on the fence?
True.
A cop had called me, so I was over there and I went to go get, Jeremy's the name of the guy that lives next door to her. And I went to go get him a burger because I couldn't stay there any longer and he looked like he was hungry. I was like, I'm gonna go get you a burger. She thought this was when I went out to go do the fence. And then when I came back, I was like, I wasn't even out there.
This is not on 1.25 or 1.5. This is normal speed.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know when it was. And this cop called me and said that he wanted to talk to me about it. Then he never even met me at my place, my mom's place, to talk to me about it. So I figured that he couldn't prove it and she couldn't prove it. So that's why they didn't come to me, because nobody's ever said anything since then, because I didn't do it. I don't know who did this to her fence. I don't know. I don't care. And that Rob guy that she's talking about is a player. So who knows who had that on there?
He's a player. He's a player.
That's why we're not together, because he's a
Your phone, Miss Crawford.
But I'm engaged to be married. I could care less about him, her, or any of them. I care about moving my friend.
What about the painting in the street?
I don't know what painting in the street she's even showing. You can't even really see anything in the photograph or the thing that she served me. And the guy in the Restraining order, her boyfriend is the one who served me too. He barged into my friend's house and dropped it on the floor and says, there, you're
No,
served.
he did not.
Yes, he did.
Ms.
God.
Crawford, just sit still for a
Yes, he
minute.
did.
All right, you didn't answer the question about the
Sorry.
painting in the street.
I don't know where- I said I
I
don't know where
saw
it
a
is, sorry.
picture, and
I
I could read it.
I could see the picture, but I don't know where this is or what she's talking about. I don't know where it
Looks like
is.
it's right in the driveway,
It's
right
not
in the
in her
street
driveway.
outside
Is
the
it? Ask her if
driveway.
it's in her driveway. I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
It looks like it's in the street right outside the driveway.
I'm saying there's nothing in front of their house, period. The last time I drove by there, that I was allowed to drive by there when I was being served, there's nothing in the road right there by her. I don't know
And
where
you knew
this
nothing
drawing
about
is.
it getting there.
No, and if it was right there in front of her house, why come she didn't call the cops then for that? Or any of the other ones, or whatever it is she's claiming. There's no document saying any of these things happened, just her word. And the video, I doubt, so there's anything either. If I was screaming, I don't know what she's talking about.
All right, and this Rob person that is listed in both the painting on the fence and in the street, that was a former boyfriend of yours?
At one point, we dated briefly during a break with my boyfriend currently. It was a very brief time, not enough to get emotionally upset about like that.
I have a little extra audio from her. I picked up.
Man, presenting the most midget miniature motorcade of Micro Machine. Each one has dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible Micro Machine pocket playsets. There's a police station, fire station, restaurant, service station, and more. Perfect pocket portables to take any place. And there are many miniature playsets to play with, and each one comes with its own special edition Micro Machine vehicle and fun, fantastic features that miraculously move. Raise the boat lift at the airport marina, man the gun turret at the army base, clean your...
Thank you, Claire, for the dono. Thank you, Claire.
Ms. Crawford, how do you know this Rob person?
He, through another acquaintance and a friend of hers. That's how I met her, was through my friend Julie. And Rob is the person that she was dating. And he I just know him by acquaintance. They've come over a few times to visit. But she's saying that
You were just being a good Samaritan by helping him move to Eatonville?
yeah, because he said this relationship was going to either kill him or he was going to end up in prison. So he wanted
sorry,
to
say that again.
Where's his statement? Sorry.
Say that again, Ms. Crawford.
He wanted to get away from her because he was going to either end up dead or in prison. And so he left the situation. And she's been bugging him ever since. I don't have a statement from him. I don't, this writing on my fence, a friend of mine drove by and saw her do that.
Thank you, Mark.
You know, and that's the only way I found out that there was something on my fence.
420 somewhere.
I hadn't left my house for a couple days and there it was. And Rob is the name of her boyfriend. Why would she deny doing that? It knows she did it. It's just she's trying to get out of not being responsible for it. Rob is the name of the guy that she was dating.
I said he wasn't.
Tell me again about the driveway and who has control of that driveway, Ms. Crawford.
Okay, there's my house and then the house next to me. We have two driveways. One comes directly into mine with a U shape that goes into his house, and then he can go out the other side. It's a shared driveway. It's not his solely.
Raining memberships. Grab it.
He shares
So when you say there are two driveways, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Grab that membership. Thank you, Monica. And make sure you hit that like, people.
There's a horseshoe shape that goes through his parking area. From my driveway to his driveway is like a U shape.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
Okay, mine comes straight to my house, and if you turn into his property, he can go out his driveway too. He shares a driveway with the landlord that lives behind him. I have this one driveway. It's not solely his driveway. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a way into my own place.
All right, Ms. Geiger, what do you have to respond at this time?
The driveway, her trailer's illegally put there anyways. It has an extension cord running from his house to her trailer. It shouldn't even be there. That's why it doesn't have a driveway. It should be in the lot behind his, between the landlord and his spot. So that's why she doesn't really have a driveway. She has to share it with Jeremy. The landlord does share this one big driveway on the side that goes back to the back landlord, but the landlord's a slumlord, and that's why he's being evicted or whatever. He's fighting it because he should have things done differently, and he just doesn't. She used to say she has a driveway, she doesn't.
Ms. Geiger, you have a similar situation in Pierce County? Is there
No,
a
this is that
protection
same
order
person,
there?
this same person before, when him and I were together, she got really upset and she wanted me to be restrained so that I couldn't come around there. She used her son's name as the person that I was leaving notes for when it was Rob that I was leaving notes for. Okay, but that was back when we were together and I went out there and she didn't want me to come around there. I didn't want to go around there where the kid was. So I just left a note for him. And then she tried to say it was on her son. The Zoom actually cut out is why she got granted it, because I tried to do it via my phone and it didn't work out, which is why I'm here today for this one to make sure that doesn't happen. But it cut out and so the order was granted. I didn't care enough about her to even fight it, contest it or anything. I was like, whatever, she can have it because I'm not going to go back out there anyway. So I don't care. Not true. And I'm not sure why she doesn't have statements from these friends that saw me, or why she doesn't have statements from Rob, or why she doesn't have statements from any of these people, the landlord to say it's her drive, anything from anybody.
Why
And
would
she submitted pictures, but no video. It's just a bunch of accusations because she has a power trip control issue, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't really think it's that funny.
Ms. Crawford, you say that she was in the street. This is the incident in regards to the fire, screaming and hollering. What kind of stuff was she screaming and hollering?
She would ride her bike up and down the street. She'd call me a cunt or a bitch.
Oh!
Just up and down the street, she would be screaming. You could hear, I'd have to go outside and look and see who was screaming. And there she is riding her bicycle up and down the street.
And did this happen every day, every other day?
There's sometimes we need video. I would have loved to see Methany on her bike calling Miss Crawford a see you next Tuesday. Oh, I would have loved to see that video.
More than once a day?
No, well, it happened a couple times a day. There was she would space them out. Whenever she came into the area, she would do that. It's just embarrassing to have somebody do that in front of where you live. She'll say, oh, she wasn't talking to me, but she is out in front of my house. It's
it's a main street.
Yes, it's a main street. Everybody has access to it, but you don't go screaming up and down somebody's street in front of their house.
Richard.
You might go singing.
All right,
down the street.
all right. You speak to me. You don't speak to each other, okay?
Yeah.
I guess maybe I sing all this.
All right, Ms. Geiger, what do you say about the yelling and screaming?
I ride my bike, yes, but I ride my bike quite often for many years, almost every day. Actually, there is a trail literally right next to her house. Okay, I ride it on the trail. I try to avoid her house. Sometimes I just don't care. It's too difficult. And why should I go by? If anything, I had my headphones on and was singing. And you can ask anybody. I do that all the time because I zone people out. So maybe she heard me poorly singing. I'm not sure, but I wasn't yelling nothing at her. And if this happened, why is she not taking her camera out? They'd be like, stop harassing me and stuff. The only time I ever called her name was when I was sitting on the trail actually with my boyfriend after this fence and all this stuff had happened. We were on a bench inside the bushes kind of thing, and she walked by with her dog, who does like me and knows me from when I did go there. She let it go on a really long leash, come all the way up to my bench where I'm sitting with my legs over my boyfriend, and it's all on me. And I was like, can you please get your dog away from me, please? And so yes, I called her something because she wasn't keeping her dog away from me or staying away from me either. And then she put that in there as I'm stalking her. Sorry, she doesn't like my singing. I'll try to again. If she can't even understand what I'm saying, why is it harassing her?
Well, it sounded like to me like she understood some of what you were saying.
The day on
All
the
right,
trail.
here's what I'm going to do in this case. I am going to grant the order. 1 year. And the basis on which I'm doing that is, first, there's the painting on the fence, there's the painting in the street.
What did she
And
paint?
Ms. Geiger, I understand that you denied.
What could she have possibly? She definitely wrote the C word.
that you did that. I can't
How could you figure I
fathom,
did?
Ms. Geiger, I can't fathom that there's somebody else out there who had a romantic relationship with Rob that would be doing those kinds of things either on her property or in front of her property. You know, the problem in this is, I really don't know why you're involved with Ms. Crawford at all.
She won't
In
shut
this. If you're not, then this should not be a problem for you to stay away and not
For my
violate
friend
this
is next
order
door to
for a
her.
period of time.
My friend is next door and moving in a month, and he doesn't have.
Well, then
anything
he'll
else.
have to have somebody, have another friend help him.
Fine. But that's the main area that I go down to go to other places. It's like really literally in the middle of everywhere. How am I supposed to not go drive by there?
Well, you'll
Go
have
way
to
out of
find
my way
another
every
way
day?
to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just move everybody. So what happens in a year, Moni?
She could request that this order be extended at the end of that time.
I hope so.
Or if you're, if the circumstances change, it may not be necessary to redo it. I don't know.
I don't know.
up.
Am I free to go then?
Not yet.
Hmm.
Wow. Judge about to keel over. What's going on? He's writing it up.
Put in place and that's it.
Yeah, just a moment. We're going to give you a copy
Just
so
trying to
you have it
understand.
in your hand when you walk out.
Why do I need it?
Because you could be arrested for violating it.
If I don't violate and go anywhere around her, then there's no risk.
That'll be fine, but wait.
Okay. Waste of time.
He's being very patient with her. She's nuts. Nuts. I think the judge completely knows she's nuts. It's not even a question. I kind of believe Monica 100%. Like it's not even like 95.5%. It's like 100%. Look, she's stretching. What? She's stretching. Look, she can't even sit still. She
Ms.
needs another
Crawford, what's
hit.
the distance from the street to your house?
I'm really bad at doing things like that.
Measuring?
I would say like 3 vehicle lengths. I don't know how to, I don't know what the numbers would be.
What the numbers? Whole lot of number crunch in there, Monica. I don't know. I'm not good at those things. People amaze me. They really do. I didn't see the end of this. Did he like get contempt? That'd be great. One mile. Correct, home chef. Correct. I'd say 2
Ms.
miles.
Crawford, what's the street address of your residence?
1842 Slater Kenny Road, Northeast.
That's my sensor button. See that? I want to go to the next clip, but I swear this girl's going to do something. Eight girl and girl buffet lengths.
Two 3000163, Crawford and Geiger. I've entered the order for 1 year. Ms. Geiger, you're not to have any contact with Ms. Crawford. You're not to go about her residence because of your statement that you need to be able to go buy that property. I've, instead of putting 1,000 feet, I put it at 100 feet. So you can't go by her house. If you want to drive on the opposite side of the street on your bicycle, that should be sufficient, but don't come within 100 feet of her house or 100 feet of her or 100 feet of her car.
What about if she goes down the trail like she did before and lets her dog come up to me? What am I supposed to do then?
You're supposed to turn and go the other way. Okay? That's just the way these orders work. You're the party that's restrained, not her. So this order will be valid through June 12th of 2024. Did I say that right?
Correct. Could you indicate what type
Oh,
of?
sorry. So, Ms. Geiger, we're going to give you a copy of this right in your hand right now, and then you'll be free to leave.
Please pick up your papyrus on your way out.
And Ms. Crawford, you can get a copy of this order off the website either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
You could email me. It's Judge Rachi Crotch at AOL.com. All right, here we go. Let's go. We got Judge Stevens and a cuckoo, but she's certified cuckoo. And Judge Stevens has about as much patience for those whirly birds than me. So let's go. This one is a goodie. And then we have the dono clip of the night. Let's do it. Okay.
Doc. Sixteen documents we received here upon an evaluation and treatment of the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston, where the defendant, who is charged in 4 crimes, cause number 21-38424, 38425, 22-39108, and finally 22-39109, with the offenses of evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, assault of a public servant, and another assault of a public servant, all felony offenses. The University of Texas center evaluated the defendant, treated her. She was admitted in September 27th, 2022, and this package of material dated January 6th of 2023 to this court states that the defendant is incompetent to stand trial, and that they were requesting that the defendant be brought back to court for further proceedings. So
And that would be our Discord going
Dr.
crazy.
Grapon was appointed earlier, and in this case, in a competency evaluation, deemed her to be incompetent to stand trial, and then she was submitted to the state hospital for follow-up treatment. And this report states that the defendant was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Whoa.
And continues to experience delusional beliefs, confusion, and paranoia despite a treatment regimen. These symptoms continue to interfere with her ability to engage in meaningful discussion with her legal team and her attorney in a rational and reasonable manner. She is prescribed psychotropic medicine, Haldol, and Depakote, which is a antipsychotic and mood stabilizer, respectively. There appears to be some improvement in her mood. However, she continues to evidence symptoms of psychosis, such as delusional behavior and hallucinations and disordered thinking. Continued use of medication, although helpful, do not appear to address her symptoms sufficiently for her to require competency. Her mood has minimally improved. However, she continues to evidence disorganized thinking, paranoia, and delusional thought. So she is deemed to be incompetent to stand trial. She is unlikely to be restored within the time allotted by statute. Progressive treatment options, according to the treatment psychologists there at the UT Health Harris County Psychiatric Center and Dunn Behavioral Sciences Center, are that she continues psychiatric treatment and monitoring, mental health services, and further education about procedure and legal options associated with the criminal legal procedures. Another report was prepared by Dr. Shahani, who similarly diagnosed her to be incompetent to stand trial, unlikely to be restored to competency, and needs extended commitment for outpatient mental health treatment, as she was deemed to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. Then the certificate of medical examinations for mental illness, all part of State's Exhibit 1, similarly agree with her condition, but that it's not an outpatient commitment situation, but outpatient, not an inpatient commitment, but rather an outpatient commitment, which is necessary for the defendants. So I've asked all parties to sound in on this, which is an unusual situation. Generally, people would have been deemed incompetent or treated inpatient until such time that they regain competence And the defendant, again, is charged with evading arrest and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and 2 counts of assault. So these are violent crimes. That the defendant is charged with, at least in 2 of the cases, and then
Steven seems
evading
like
arrest
he's
charge
set.
here is that
Serious.
a 24 passenger shuttle van was apparently hijacked by the defendant.
So she took a bus, 24 passenger van, the bus. Whoa.
And was being driven in an unsafe and improper manner on the roadway.
You think?
And then was finally stopped at a McDonald's here on the interstate. So she is charged with in 38424 and 38425 with a 3rd-degree felony of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle and an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, state jail felony on or about August 26th of 2021. So she's taken into custody. Then on December 2nd of 2021, it is alleged that she assaulted, I guess, 2 guards.
That's correct, Your Honor.
While in the jail. And is charged with 2 3rd-degree felonies of assault on a public servant. Now, the question that the court has is, what do we do where you have someone who is incompetent to stand trial, but medical authorities deem her not to be needing inpatient treatment, but yet outpatient treatment. But she's committing crimes of violence by assaults.
She'd get back on the list at the clearinghouse, and then they would have to find her with surgery.
Yeah, I don't understand. Say that again.
They would put her back on the list because, like most of these places, like UT Gun Center, they don't call people for more than 120 days.
Yes.
So I understand that they found her to do outpatient, but where there's no way to do outpatient for someone.
But so what's the
So
alternative?
you put them back on the list with the clearinghouse.
How do I do that?
I do that.
Okay.
I'll call them.
I'm glad you're here.
Do a 1-year commitment and then send the information to the clearinghouse, or have a lady I talked to. She'll put her back on the list. We do another packet, and then
So she is sent to a facility for treatment?
Yes.
Even though it's an outpatient?
yeah, just because that they
I mean, even though it's an inpatient, this says they're recommending outpatient, but we don't have outpatient ability for people who commit these crimes?
That's
Well,
tough.
Spindletop. I mean, but where's she gonna stay?
And she's, please let the record show, she's a transient, right? You're a
I
transient.
used to work for FedEx for years.
I'm sorry, what did she say? She mumbled.
I used to work for FedEx for years.
No, you're transient.
No, I used
No,
to work for FedEx.
where
for
do
years.
you live? Where do
Oh,
you
in the
live? Not where do you
States.
work?
Okay. I have a house in San Angelo.
Do you? Okay. What's the address there?
I don't know. I
Okay,
don't get mail.
okay, all right.
Why?
So,
Hold on.
so so what should my findings be then here in light of these circumstances? according to the clerk, our clerk that we use in the court for mental health cases.
That we would put her back on the list. She would remain in jail until the bed became available for a 1-year treat.
All right,
And
they're trying to
then
help
we
her
do
out,
Another
big
hearing
time.
after 1 year and see what they say. But is there something?
Under chapter E, wouldn't he have to make
Thanks,
a
dude.
finding with regard to a civil commitment on that?
Mhm. It has to be a civil commitment.
Yeah.
The commitment, criminal commitment is based up, my commitment criminally would be based upon the authority reports of this hospital, and they say outpatient. So we don't have an outpatient option here.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe this paragraph it pretty much sums up the hearing that we should.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Where's she going? Mike, based upon court's exhibit 1, the court's findings are that the defendant is incompetent to stand trial.
Okay.
The court may make the determination based only upon the most recent report filed under Article 46B.079 subpart C, which was that report.
Yes.
That the court reviewed from, that's called Exhibit 1, court's exhibit. Yeah, exhibit 1 dated 2/9/23. There was no objection to that finding based upon that hearing in February. If the defendant is found incompetent to stand trial, and if all charges pending against the defendant are not dismissed, the court proceeds under subchapter E. So.
We're split so far, huh? Wow, 50-50 on the poll.
And that would be a
tough one.
civil commitment.
Civil commitment charges pending.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct, Mark. Definitely hurt people. She's a danger. Definitely.
Okay,
a
under
danger,
subchapter
obviously.
E of Article 46B of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, under Article 46B.101 through 117, dealing with civil commitment charges pending. It appears to the court that the defendant may be a person with mental illness. The court shall hold a hearing to determine whether the defendant should be court ordered to mental health services under subchapter C of Title VII of the Health and Safety Code. Okay, so did anybody want to add any information other than what I've received here and in the past in this case?
No, Your Honor. No.
All right. If the court enters an order committing the defendant to a mental health facility, the defendant shall be treated in conformity with Title C, Title VII, Health and Safety Code, except as otherwise provided by this chapter, and released in conformity with Article 46B.107. In a proceeding conducted with this subchapter for a defendant described in subsection A, then certain applications and provisions and appeals or do not apply. Does the state feel as though these are crimes of violence, include crimes of violence? The last two.
Yes, Your Honor, with the, obviously with the,
Defendant committed to a
aggravated
facility
assault.
as a result of proceedings initiated under this subchapter shall be committed to the facility designated by the commission if one, the defendant is charged with an offense listed in Article 17.032A, or the indictment charging the offense alleges an affirmative finding under Article 42A.
And Your Honor, these didn't fall under that category when I looked on it, so they were not
All
crimes
right,
of
so
violence
then
for that
we
facility.
pass on that.
Yes, sir.
Like crazy.
But see, the report from the state hospital states outpatient, but an outpatient treatment program doesn't seem to, under her schizophrenic condition, seems to be the most appropriate method. But what options do I have?
I guess the way I read it, Your Honor, was that you had the option to either place her in a facility designated by the commission.
What is that?
I'm guessing what Miss Kim was talking about.
Well, who
if there's
does
an inpatient?
I mean, how do they
Welcome,
know
Debbie.
to designate? Do I send something?
And it seems to suggest on the following articles that if you designate that they be placed in one of those facilities, that the facility then has to report back to the court anytime they plan on releasing the defendant, and then notifying the court as well as the state until she's actually reached competency
No, not the best choice. Out
or charges are dismissed.
treat her in prison. I agree. The most intensive treatment while locked up. Correct, Graham. Tough.
Temporary. Is that the temporary facility? And is that
They
something?
basically have to start over.
Who's
Just when
they?
you do a 120-day order, they end up going on the list at the clearinghouse. Because it's just a 120-day order, there are certain facilities that cater to those people. Then
Treat this particular circumstance.
I mean, it's not gonna be outpatient.
Well, it says the other one is an outpatient treatment program, so we don't have that.
Right.
So
Yeah, so
number one
that's-
says a facility designated by the commission. But the commission hasn't designated a facility for this person. Am I the designation?
No.
And then, do I say she stays?
You do the order to continue, as far as the one with the commitment like you normally do. They're recommended for outpatient, doesn't mean you have to agree with that.
I understand that.
So
But-
then
but
they'll
the
go on the list and they are,
The option, but the other option is a facility designated by the commission. This facility is designated by the commission.
yes,
All right,
every
so-
outpatient goes
So
there. no
then,
matter what.
then this court will find then that that is the appropriate method under this finding the option under 46B.106, Article 46B.106 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The defendant committed to a facility by this court is what I'm deeming as appropriate under these circumstances shall be committed to a facility designated by the commission. That's 46B.106 subpart A subpart 1. Which is what you're saying. Yes, Your Honor. What you propose. So the court will find that is in the best interest, because what we want is this lady to become competent. Yes. And she seems to be well on her way toward reaching that, and maybe we can help her get to that quickly by these orders. And I will ask that the orders be prepared so I can sign designating that methodology to be used. What's defense say? Any objection to that plan?
No, Your Honor, I guess we just reset and review the appropriate period of time.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure Kelly
Yeah.
can contact them.
Yeah,
She
Whitney,
is-
what I'd like to hear is what Miss Carlisle has to say when she comes back of how she's doing and how she feels her treatment, and where they will prepare me a report. Okay, thank you. That's what we'll do
We
on
gotta
this.
follow up with
And
this
we'll
one.
get that, let's get that done immediately so she can get help, get transferred. Where is that located? The facility?
Vernon.
All right, here we go. Okay. Just happened. One of her last cases of the night. I'm getting ready for the live. And then, bam! We had a Manning moment. They're few and far between lately, but we got one. Clip sponsored by Mark, who donated twice tonight, and Flying Monkey. She's always providing us with the dono clip. Let's get rolling.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here for a bond modification, as part of her bond order in December of 2022. She was ordered to stay away from the family home and to have no contact with the alleged victim. We're asking for both of those conditions to be modified. Recently, Miss Ollie has been diagnosed with cervical cancer and has started treatment for that, and part of that treatment has included major surgery. It's being unable to live in her own home has caused her major issues with recovering from this major surgery and taking care of her health. She's had to live out of her car due to this bond condition, and obviously her health is very important. And so we are asking for, one, the stay away order to be amended, and also for the no contact order to be taken away. It is my understanding, after talking to Miss Ollie, and I believe some other folks are on the Zoom that can speak to this, that there was a defects case that was opened up in addition, or related to this incident. And it's my understanding that that defects case has been closed. And that it has been closed because the allegations from the child, she admitted that she made them up. I was told DFAX was going to be on here to speak to that, and that the child herself is also on the Zoom call. So I can turn it over to the DFAX representative, whoever they are. I'm not sure which screen it is, to speak to that.
Is anyone from DFAX here? No one from DFAX. What do you know, Bostic? Anything I need to know?
Okay.
No new information, no new arrests. I think this is her only, actually.
All right, Miss Patton, let me pull it up and look at it. Anything you want to say yet, Miss Patton? Or you
Your Honor, honestly, I haven't heard anything from DFAX. If Your Honor is inclined, I would like to hear from the minor child. My position right now is objecting it, based upon what's alleged. These are serious allegations. I am sympathetic to Miss Ollie's diagnosis, but these are very serious allegations, and my position is to object. If Your Honor is inclined, I think she is on here, Sanaya.
All right, Sanaya. How old are you, Sanaya?
16.
All right, can you turn your camera on for me? All right, if you could raise your right hand, Sanaya, do you swear a firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? You gotta speak louder and be still. Sit down somewhere and be still, okay? Gotta see your face. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Rondon.
Hi, Miss Ollie. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. Regarding the incident that happened in December of 2022, well, will you tell the court whether or not you have stated to DFACS that this incident did not actually occur?
It's you, Sanaya. She's asking you a question.
Yeah, Miss Sanaya Ali, did you hear my question?
No, can you repeat it?
Of course.
Okay, Miss Sanaya, if you're close to somebody, you need to get away because there's feedback.
Is the defendant currently in the same?
Whoa. Are y'all at the same house?
That's what it looks like.
Sure does.
Yeah.
So right now, what you're telling me is you're violating your own bond conditions before I say you can amend them.
I had no choice. I've been reading.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Miss-
Stop
Miss
talking.
Ollie.
Stop talking.
a child.
Miss
Stop
Miss Ollie,
talking. Stop
please stop
talking.
talking.
Miss Ollie, stop talking. Absolutely nothing you say is going to help you right now. Miss Patton.
Your Honor, based upon that, my original, I would object. I think it still stands. She hadn't even stayed with the conditions as are right now. She's in the home with her. And how can the child and the victim in question be safe enough to tell me what's really going on if she's in the house with her?
And Miss Ronna, this is not me doubting you. I can feel my blood pressure going up.
I agree, Your Honor.
Miss Ollie, I am sorry for your condition. However, I am not sorry that you couldn't follow instructions. I mean, and the nerve to show, it's like, what in the world? You didn't even try to hide it.
You and lied to you.
Miss Ollie, nothing you can say. Miss
Try to have a
Rondon does
TV.
not want you to
Miss
say
Ollie.
a word. It is not going to help you. So, Miss Rondon, I tell you what, you can place this back on another time. I'll give you a chance to have a conversation with Miss Ollie. And then put it back on for another motions hearing. But
Thank you, Your Honor, I do appreciate that chance. In addition, I know it's not changing anything today, but I was told there are documents supporting the dismissal of the DFACS case and other things that were also allegedly turned over to the DA's office.
Sure.
Since this case was not originally mine, I did not have a chance to get my hands on those documents before tonight's hearing. I will get those documents before we come back, and I will share them with the state in advance.
So, Ms. Travoria, what do you think the reset date will be for her?
It'll be sometime the end of July.
Is that okay, Ms. Rondon? Or of course, if you send stuff to Ms. Patton and y'all come up with a consent, that's fine too. I mean, just let me know.
Ms. Rondon, and
Thank
excuse
you,
me,
monkey.
Your Honor, for interrupting you. I know you said a DFACS case was closed, but I'm concerned that a DFACS case was closed with the thought that she wasn't living there, and clearly she is. So I'm concerned that a DFACS case was even closed out based upon the information that we've learned here today, because it doesn't seem like it was closed out based upon all the information being given, being truthful.
I have
I'm
the
sure Ms.
number.
Rondon will get to the bottom of it.
I will get to the bottom of it. I do have a name and number of the DFACS caseworker. So they will be my first call. And I will.
Thank you, Ms. Rondon.
Yes,
Yeah, and if you want to send that to us, you can.
absolutely.
All right. Best of luck to you, Miss Ollie. Have a good evening. But you need to leave where you're at. All right.
Bang! Didn't I tell you, everybody? That was a catch and a half. We haven't seen that. Oh, wasn't that just refreshing? Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you go check out Kitchen Court Cases coming up next. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure you take care of your family. God bless. See you tomorrow. I'm Phil, and you have been served.